I'll give you reparations, load the damn boat, and I'll take you back. Will that repair it? So you all know how, like, the left have forced the vote in order to weed out the fake progressives from Congress? I think, on the right, we need a reparations bill, right? Because every time that issue is discussed, that brings the right-wing racists up into the front and very outspoken so we can weed their ass out. I'm not saying everyone that opposes reparations is racist, it's just when this topic comes up, the actual racists get very outspoken about it. I think many people on the right just oppose it because they're overly tribal, and they'll get their beliefs reinforced by the tokens on the right, like people like Candace Owens, or they'll make some argument that nobody made, that like a first generation African should be able to get reparations. Nobody argued that. Alright, and if they did, they're dumb. And if they try to pull the argument, but nobody alive did it, that's not the argument people are making either. When people make that argument, that tells me they don't know what they're talking about on this topic. But I think you can argue those are from ignorance, not malice. There was talk of Biden signing a reparations bill. Am I think he's gonna do it? No, there's no way in hell he's gonna do it. I told y'all, if you wanted it, you should have voted for Trump. We may have not gotten it, but we could have inched him there. We could have pushed him a bit, right? He already had the platinum plan. That was a start. Now you just gotta keep pushing a little more. But there was a question asked about this in a press briefing, and Psaki does what she always does, which is never answer the question. So it was vague. It was some kind of like, I'll look at some equality study. I don't give a fuck about some equality bill. I just want the reparations so we can bury that once and for all and be done with it. This is what I mean by this issue brings out all the right-wing racists, right? Systemic racism, if you repeat a phrase enough, people actually begin to believe it's true, no matter how stupid it is. How much you want to bet if you caught this dude in a conversation, like in person, and said, what is systematic racism? They wouldn't be able to define it for you, or they give you some, like, dumbass definition from, like, the Daily Wire, who doesn't even know what it is. They took some definition from some wacko on the left and went, that's what it is, that's ridiculous, instead of actually looking into it. But here's where it gets better. I've praised smarter than that. There will be an all-out division in America. If they're not happy in the USA, let them leave. Really. Black people getting what was owed for them in writing is so divisive, that's when you should say, get out of here, niggas. Already at the point where we're fighting in the street, but no, black people getting the reparations, that is the line for you. Okay. But I don't hear that many people in the right with mad about their, dollars going overseas and nation building. At least not until the populist movement showed up. But if we just want what's owed to us, then you have a problem? Okay. A lot of these people on the right would rather the money go to the war machine than us, but I mean, I'm not for the money, I'm for the land, because that's what was written. So, wait, she actually answered a question? No, she didn't. Alright, moving on. Oh, I love these. As a black man in America, I believe reparations will only make black people more insufficient and further racial tension. Well, nigga, you don't have to take it if the check comes. Or if the land is given out. How about this? But okay, watch, these type of black people, if we were to ever get it and the land was to show up, when they start handing out the land to the descendants of the slave owners, or descendants of the slaves, sorry, how much you want to bet that guy's gonna be like, no, this is outrageous. How many acres do I get? Where? Alright, yeah, low-key, alright. And they'll go, oh, I bought this land. I just happened to get it at the same time. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to take the check, right? You don't have to take the land either. Give it away. Donate it. Just say, nah. Give it to someone else. It's not a matter of making people more or less sufficient and racial tension. That's like going, oh, the Japanese got reparations. That's gonna make more racial tension. Like, what? Why is it okay for reparations to go to everybody except black people? Why is that the line for you? Like, I really want to know. That's a serious question. I think for a lot of people, some are legit racist, and some, I think it's how it's presented to them. But like I said, really dumb people who don't understand. Yes, my family didn't have, buy, sell, or trade slaves, so I'm not paying. Well, unfortunately, the government took out basically a loan in your name. You guys don't seem to have a problem with it when it comes to the COVID check of the government taking loans out in your name. But for this, you do. Also, we don't have to raise your taxes. Get it? We're already overtaxed as it is. Why don't you guys advocate for maybe taking some of that from the military budget and using it to buy land here for us? You don't even have to do the whole 40. You could give us, how about this? Give us 20 and a check. I'll take it. How about that? Can we agree with that on the right? If we took the money and resources away from the military budget or subsidies for big corporations and we gave that to black people as reparations is that a middle ground you can take? Because where would you have your money go? Big corporations that are suppressing you? Or righting the wrongs of America by weaseling out of an agreement they made? Which was done by Democrats, by the way, since, if you want to own the Dems, give us our land back. That would be the best way to get back at the Dems, right? I'm just saying. He looks like he's got an angel ring on the thumbnail. Hope he'll arrive at the right station. Hell, amen. If you're a Christian, there's no way you're a Christian. Right? We shouldn't be saying that. Even if you don't like the dude, you shouldn't be saying that, man. Come on. Talk about giving money. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on, my brain just shut down temporarily from the stupidity of this. Talking about giving money to something that I had no part in with my tax dollars, this is not going to cause peace in the black community, and it's not going to cause peace with the working community. So, what do I have to do with blowing up kids in the Middle East? I have no part of that, and I don't want my tax money going to it. But it is. I don't want my tax money going to Facebook and Twitter as subsidizations. But it does. I said I'd love for a movement that says, let's take the subsidies away from Twitter and use that as a start for reparations. Because I would love to see what the right would react. I would love to see that put them in a spot. Either the tax money goes to black people, right? It goes back to people as like a tax break, or like I said, what is contractually obligated to them. Or they rather have it go to Twitter and Facebook. That would be really interesting. Would they either rather it go back to the people, or would they rather have it go to the companies they claim to hate so much and say are repressing them? I wonder, somebody make it happen. The rich should pay for this if it happens. The average American could not afford a slave. So, you're kind of on the left page of that, like, eat the rich, tax the rich. Okay. Because if you're on the right, you really do sound like you're on the left there, dude. The country of hard work is dead. It's a country of benefits and welfare. No wonder this country is down the crap hole. This is not welfare, dude. Okay? This is a contract. Sort of like, I don't know, many people on the right are okay with reparations. Just depends on how it's fed to them. I think the concept of it was fed to you by a bunch of racists. And that's why you'll fight so adamantly against it, because it became a sort of mainstream left-wing position. I don't think the left understands anything about reparations either, but the right's like, the left said it, so I have to oppose it, and then I think, a bunch of race hustlers took over from there and sort of, pushed a bunch of non-arguments. Since Biden is one of the biggest racists to ever hold public office, he can cut a check from his taxpayer-funded accounts? Biggest racist ever? That's a stretch. I mean, he's a racist, but biggest ever? I mean, if he'd like to cut a check to a black family, alright, all the power to him. The middle class will refuse to pay. Many of our ancestors weren't even here in the 1860s. Again, it's not about... I just went over that. We aren't going to pay left-wing black Nazis for representation because they claim they are superiors to others. We don't owe anyone anything. That's a right-wing racist right there. There you go. So apparently if I'm saying, yo, pay up, not just, I mean, we have a contract, but there's a lot of other things you should be paying us for that you didn't. I mean, but that wasn't even in writing. Apparently we are black supremacists and black Nazis? Sure. And all the Japanese people in World War II are clearly Japanese supremacists, obviously. And all of the people who were victims of the chemical experiments in St. Louis are clearly black supremacist Nazis. Okay, sure. This will cause a civil war. See, again, this is perfect right-wing racism. So the taxes can go overseas to blow up children. But if it goes to black people or descendants of slaves, that's where you'll draw the line and go, I will shoot. Shut the fuck up. You wonder why people can spin y'all as racist so easily? I mean, like I said, I think this guy's a racist, but most of the right, I don't think they're racist. I just think they're very ignorant or insensitive to certain issues. But if this is legitimately what makes you pick up your gun and start shooting, go ahead, have fun with that. I'd like to see how far you get. Kamala should ask all the black people she locked up. Okay. I mean, many of them were jailed unjustly, so sure, why not? Sue the state. Yeah. The best way to promote and perpetuate racism is to keep talking about it. Well, we're not necessarily talking about racism. We're not talking about the racism. We're talking about the end results and what happens next. Why are they allowed to decide how our money is redirected? We should be able to vote for this. Not that it matters anyway. Yeah, I know, right? Wouldn't tax vouchers be nice? A nice start? So then all those, people on the left can put their money where their mouth is if they would like to start a tax fund for, to buy land for reparations. That'd be nice. Black America is trying to pony off their ancestors' suffering. Get it from your own people. Slavery was their business. Your own people sold your ancestors. Oh my god, I hate this argument. Long before America was even discovered, learn some history. I thought you all were the party of personal responsibility. So, y'all buying black people from black people, apparently you're not responsible for buying them, right? And trading them and selling them, you're not responsible for that. Black people sold them off first, so clearly they're the ones who are solely responsible. I mean, it's not, I remember all the old white people in America buying up slaves and just releasing them. Buying them from Africans and just releasing them. You hear that? Only the black people were responsible for what happened in the past. None of the white people, they're fine. Holy shit, was that first reporter Lionel from All in the Family? I thought he was studying to be an electrical engineer. See, I like you because you knew that Lionel was from All in the Family first. I grew up on old sitcoms, so. We need reparations from China because of COVID? Sure, why not? We use black power to create white guilt. Herschel Walker, yeah, he's stupid. I don't care what he has to say. Our country will go bankrupt so fast with Biden. No wonder he's hiding. Well, Trump was printing money too. He's the one who advocated for the extra 2,000. I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm saying we shouldn't have had to print money to begin with. We should have just left the economy open and told people to be responsible. But, no. Can we have some more handouts? Go shut the fuck up. Get lost, dude. It's not asking for a fucking handout. I'm so tired of zero relevant questions being asked at these press briefings. This is really a joke. I can't even see the libtards allowing this any longer. Okay, first of all, as soon as you say libtards, I stop reading and just move on. Anybody who says that, says magatard, conservatard, I just stop listening. Reparations are extremely unpopular in the US. Well, I don't care what is or isn't popular. I care about what was agreed to. So, okay. He seems to listen to California politician even though the middle class is fleeing that state. No, because California politicians just virtue signal and say they'll do it and then they never do it because I've lived here my entire life. So, no. We'll create a bigger welfare system than the one that hurt the black community the first time. Bad idea. This isn't a welfare system, dude! You know what's funny? I didn't say he necessarily said this, but I gotta tell people on the right, if reparations are being talked about and you bring up welfare as reparations, you need to watch. That's a really racist argument. Don't do that. I'm serious. Don't do that. Nah, cut the fucking check when we move on. Nah, my dude, we need land. That's what was promised to us. You want to give us half of it, half the acreage, and, you know, cut us a check? I'll take that. Fine. But if people want to say, oh, there's too many descendants of slaves. Should have paid before the interest got so high, you know? That's what you tell the people with student loans. Practice what you preach. We ain't got the money. We just printed trillions of dollars. I love that. We don't got the money. How many trillions of dollars did we just print? I'm not saying print more. I'm saying, like, this don't got the money excuse isn't really relevant after what just happened. So, and it's not about money, it's the land. So, again, too bad. You should have paid your debts when you had the chance. Pay it off over time, you know? Maybe do a raffle or something. I don't know. Just make sure it happens. Yeah, I love this. They'll point out certain black people. They'll use their black people who are against it, which is fine. If you're a black person, don't want it, fine. Don't take it if the check comes or the land comes. Just don't take it. No problem then. It saves us money, right? However many worked hard would never ask for a handout. It's not a handout. Okay, so you know what? How about this, dude? All right. I'm gonna rob everything you own. I'm gonna just take everything from you. Okay? I promise to give it back. And then I don't. And when you come to me going, what the hell, I'm going to tell you stop asking for a handout and get a job. I love it. Democrat and liberal system at play here. We will make every other race pay for the reparations towards the blacks. It was the Democrats that fucked us out of it. No, it was a Republican that got us the contract. It was a Democrat that fucked us out of it. So if you want to own the libs, advocate for our reparations. How about that? All right, there you go. No one is owed any reparations for something declared illegal in 1865. Well, it was a contract, so you got to pay your contract. You can't just wait it out, you know, like a loan, like a student loan. You can't just wait it out and hope it goes away. One more. I'll give you reparations, load the damn boat, and I'll take you back. Will that repair it? What do you want me to say? Alright, I'm gonna end it there. It's getting long, but these are fun. I can go on with this crap forever. But, you know, just scrolling down here, you see there's just so many dumb fuck arguments. You can tell why I likes to dislike. This is probably mostly a right-wing audience. But, like I said, I think a lot are legitimately racists, and then some are just stupid as fuck. And just don't know, and they're just trying to say, left likes this, I don't like this. So, you know, I don't know how to end videos, so I guess I'm just gonna stop here.